Hi there everyone, it's Sarah here and I have a card for you today. I've been sitting pondering about this card for the last 10-15 minutes on how I was going to do it and whether I was going to make it from scratch or whether I was going to just assemble what I've done already and explain the process and what I've done. So I think I'm going to go for the latter. And the card that I'm doing today is I'm going to take part in the Mojo Monday blog card challenge. And what I'll do is I'll insert a picture here now, and this is the template or the actual design of the card and what we've got to make. And then what I'll do is I'll talk you through what I've done so far. Okay, so here's the template. And what I'm going to do, what I've already done is I've taken some really sturdy cardstock and just scored it. And so that is my card base. Now, the next layer in is, or what I've chosen to put in is corrugated card. Now this is just the side of a cardboard box, and what I've done is I've ripped off a sheet of paper, the top kind of layer of it. I'll show you a bit here. So what I've done is I've just taken this basic brown card box, and then I've just pulled this layer off. Now, granted, it was a little bit of a faff, and I did have to pull off extra wee bits, but it was worth it in the end. And you don't have to get all the bits, because I didn't get all the bits on that one. And what I used was, you can either use a pokey tool or a small tooth paintbrush just to get in amongst the layers, just to pull a little bit off. So you get the idea. Pull all this off until you get this. I wonder if I should just attempt to try and do this. Hold on. I can speed this up. I'll speed this a little bit up. Okay, so you get the idea. So the next step to get it looking like this is, once you've picked the most of the stuff off the top, you can actually leave that like that if you want. So what I've done is I've just taken one of these square Tim Holtz ink blending doodads, you know what I mean. And I'm going to pop a little bit of some Paper Artsy fresco finish, and it's a chalk acrylics, and it's in snowflake, sorry. So just a bit of this, and then all I'm doing is I'm just going to swipe this over the entire bit of the cardstock. Okay, until the whole bit is covered. So you get my drift. Work that in until you've got a chalky finish. What to do is give it a dry to help it on its way. Just get your heat gun, give it a blast, and get it to the way that you want it. Okay, so then that's going to give us our top layer. Okay, so I'm going to pop that down. So I'm just going to assemble this as I go, and then at the end of it we'll have done our card. So I've got a ton of this red line tape, and I'm using it. I know it's a pain and it sticks to everything, but it holds, and it'll help me get it used up. There we go. I'm just going to stand up for this so that I can get this kind of level. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll just turn that over and give it a little press on that other side. Okay, so that's our next level on. And what I've kind of chosen to go with neutral colours, kind of monochromatic, greys, whites, So I've got a few layers here, and I've already kind of got these all ready. So what I've done is I've got a couple of layers, and I've used a stripe and a pinstripe and a polka dot background, and I've already got the red line tape on these, and this is 2 of my layers, and that's actually from, and it's an old set, and it's a 6x6, and it's Miss Caroline. I really like this. It's a nice kind of neutral, kind of shabby paper stack. So what we want to do is these go on here like this, and what we're doing is we're building the layers. So what I'll do is I'll pop in another picture of what the layout's supposed to be like now. And then you can see where I'm kind of going with this. So that's a couple of the patterned paper, and all I've done is I've roughed up the edges with my Prima, this is actually the Ingvild Bolm distress tool, and I just rough up the edges with that. And then what I've done is I loaded some of this grey flannel Memento Lux ink onto an ink blending tool, dabbed it on and went round all my edges. And I also went round the edges on this piece as well. While I've got the ink in my hand and while I'm still on a roll with this, I also used it to stamp the sentiment on my piece of cardstock, which is again patterned paper, sorry, from the same stack, and I've mounted that on foam tape. And that sentiment is actually a Stampin' Up stamp, and it's from this set here, and it's from the kind of eclectic stamp set, and you're getting a couple of nice butterflies in here, a nice little leaf pattern, this beautiful sunburst, some typed polka dots, you can see that down there, and then this sentiment along the top here, a little kindness goes a long way. So that's the sentiment that I've used. The next thing that I did was I used circle dies, nesting circle dies for these, and it was the Stampin' Up nesting circle dies. And my layer that's going behind the sentiment is actually cut from Simon Says Stamp wood grain cardstock, and that's just in white. And I've not scuffed the edges of this, and I've not inked the edges of this. I'm keeping it white and crisp. So that's what my sentiment's going to be, and I'm eventually going to put on, I've got some vintage buttons down here, and they're going to go along the bottom here. But before that goes on, there is another layer in amongst this lot. So that goes that way, that goes that way, and then there's another piece that we're going to be putting in. And what I've done for this is, I can maybe show you how to do this bit actually. What I've done is I've taken this cork, self-adhesive cork stack from Die Cuts with a View, and what I did was I put it into my paper trimmer, and this one's actually cut at an angle, so I just need to pop that in and cut that. It actually cut okay the last time. I just need to cut through this little piece here. So that's what I actually used, it's cork. But what I did was I painted it with the same paint, and that's how I got that effect. So I'll show you exactly how I've done this. So a little bit of paint on my mat and a paintbrush, and I just painted this on. And it doesn't quite give you a soft You know, you can get the texture coming through from the cork. There we go. So we've got that on there. Let me just pop that in water. And then I'm just going to give this a dry off with the heat gun. Now, I'm just going to grab a baby wipe to clear up that extra paint there. Then the next step that I did was, we're going to need the Distress ink blending tool, and we're going to get the ink back out again, this Memento Luxe flannel grey ink. And to get the spots onto the actual cork, I used a stencil, and I just stenciled the grey ink, if you can see that. Stenciled the grey ink over, and on the shorter end we've got a couple of Doodlebug Designs sprinkles, and these are the lily white ones, so we're just going to use a couple of those. So again, it's just a case of popping this on here, dabbing that sponge on there, and then just working it in. I won't finish it all, but it'll just let you see roughly how I did that. And then just, because this is kind of like a chalky type ink, and it stays wet for a wee while, give it a blast with your heat gun just to dry it off. Alright, so that's how I did the cork. It's just painted and then stenciled. Okay, so I'll pop that to the side out the road because you don't need that anymore. I'll pop that over there too, and we'll get rid of that. Okay, so again, I'll insert a picture of the design, the template that you've got to follow for the challenge for this week. And this bit goes across here like that. Then the circles go on, and that goes on kind of there. So what I'll do is I'll just lift all this off gently, and then start fixing this down. It's been a wee while since I've done a challenge, so it'll be quite fun to get into this again and actually doing kind of like a layout. So I'll pop that there, and I'll get this one on. I think once you've got all your layers, it's quite, and all your bits and pieces done, all your inking, your stenciling and painting, then the card actually assembles quite quickly. But if I was to probably make this from start to finish, it would probably be about a half an hour to a 45-minute card. Right, so if I pop that there, then this bit's going to be coming across here like that. Now this is self-adhesive, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of red line on it just in case. Oh, I've just ripped a bit off. Be careful when you're be careful when you're pulling your backer off your cork. Good grief, that just fell to bits. Right, okay, hang on a minute. Here's my pokey tool. I'm covered in cork. Just as well I'm going to leave this in, warts and all. Right, so just be very, very gentle when you pull that off, otherwise the cork's going to go. all over the place. I think I'm going to leave this because it seems sticky enough on its own, and then I'm going to pop that there, and then I'll attach the chewed off bits at the top here. Good grief. And I'll just pop them back on. It'll add to the character of the card, I'm sure. We're going for a kind of shabby look anyway. So that's our layers on. You would never know that that fell to bits, would you? Wait a minute, where are we? Other way. You know, just at that top corner there. It'll be fine. Right, so what we want to do is this little bit of wood grain circle is going to be going on here like that. And I'm just wondering if I should pop it or leave it. I think I'll just probably put some red line tape across the centre of it. Pop that there just now. There we go. Bring our card back down and get that kind of sorted and pop that. That's going to be okay like that. Yeah. Pop that on there like that, and then take the backer off of our sentiment circly layer, and then we'll pop that on there. That's straight. Hang on, bring it down a little bit. There we go. Then that just leaves us to get our buttons put on. Now, I think I've got some glue dots here. I'll just use these dots. These are the large ones, but I'll just cut them up and use quarters. Good grief. I'm getting a terrible mess. Easy seeing I've not crafted for ages. Right, I'll stick them on there. Now these are vintage buttons that I got from my mum's sewing box. So they are authentic old buttons off my school shirts, and they've still got the thread in them. That's a right nice old one, that one. I might put 4 on it actually. Gently peel that up, move that over. Better with 4 on it actually. Got a little bit of backer attached to that there. There we go. And pop that on there. I was going to put another one up there, but I think that's too much. I wonder if I should put a wee flower on. I had wee flowers here last week. I can see them. That's quite nice. I'll do that. Did you see what I did with the glue dot there? I thought I'd taken a few out. Oh, that's horrendous. Goodness knows what I've done with them. not to worry. We'll cut another little piece off. Pop that over there and grab our flower. Stick the glue dot on it. There we go. So that's my card for the challenge this week. And it's a little kindness, goes a long way. And I hope you enjoyed the card. It's got a lot of layers on it and it's got nice neutral tones, and it would be handy for any kind of occasion. So there you go. That's my little card, and I'll see you soon with more cards, more projects, and lots more crafty fun. So I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Oh, I found the dots. Well, at least we found them. There you go. A laugh for finishing off. At least we found out where they went. Okay, I'm off now. Bye for now.